Alrighty, good evening, everybody. I think we're good to go here. It's softer there. There we go. All right, what's going on, everybody? Gonna let everybody know that I am live, and then we're gonna go ahead and get to it. Recap over today. Take your request and shut this thing down. Get ready for hopefully a great trading day tomorrow. So, what's going on, guys? If you guys are just hopping in here, make sure to tap your screen. All right, we good to go? All right, perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get to it. Everybody should pile in here afterwards. So, uh, crazy. Today was, as suspected, typical FOMC price action, but 10 out of 11 sectors closed green. Real estate, mic check real quick. Okay, we're good. Real estate 2.25% led. Energy 0. Just down 0.1%. Was the only lagging sector. The S&P was up 0.75%, NASDAQ 0.69%, the Russell 0.64%, and the Dow 0.40%, all to the upside. In electric vehicle news, Rivian hit a 52-week low after missing its 2020 production high. I don't know why that is. Is that wrong? Hold on, I think somebody mistyped here. I did hit that. It did hit the 52. I just wanted to make sure. So Rivian hit a 52-week low after missing its 2022 production target. Meanwhile, Tesla filed paperwork to make electric motors for airplanes and boats and other vehicles. After an upset, a Chinese electric brand Nizai claims it has more than doubled its car deliveries in 2022 and topped NIO's numbers. Meta stocks continue to rebound despite European regulators hitting the company with $400 million in fines for privacy violations. In crypto news, Coinbase reached a $100 million settlement with the New York Department of Financial Services. What's going on, everybody? Chart up is... Yes, so actually tonight I'm only taking requests from TikTok, but you guys got to blow it up. Make sure to tap your screen. Very much appreciated. And I will be breaking down your guys' request here right after I close the news out. So just a just a little bit longer, I swear to God. All right. Got to do a mic check again because my mic is acting wild. Okay, so today was no cuts, right? So that was essentially what the FOMC meeting that we had today. They just basically said they did give a bit of a bullish tone. So those hoping for rate hikes or cuts, excuse me, in 2023 were pretty disappointed by the December FOMC minutes released today. The notes from members showed little discussion on how to raise Fed rates at the February meeting. Instead, focused on the need for flexibility and operationality in policy as inflation remains stubbornly high. With that said, a new worry has emerged for the Fed. Officials noted their concern of unwarranted easing of financial conditions driven by the market perception that Fed could loosen policy would further complicate their fight against inflation. So what does that mean in English? Recently, the market has seen an interest rate fall. Participants began pricing in peak inflation and loose approach from the Fed. However, the Fed says that data it's looking at suggest inflation rates remain too elevated to begin adjusting their policy quite yet. But the market is doing its own thing, and the market keeps rates subdued for a significant period. That is only going to make it harder for the Fed's policies to have their desired effect on inflation. In essence, the market positions itself in anticipation of the Fed loosening its policy will only delay the Fed loosening its policy. Interesting. So Jerome Powell. So basically, we need to fucking dump. Jerome Powell been pretty clear on the Fed's aggressive stance on inflation. For anyone paying attention, today's no rate cuts in 2023 messaging is nothing more than a reiteration of what we already knew. All right, so that's about it. We did see Salesforce cut off 10% of their workforce. Vimeo laid off 11% of their employees. Chinese stocks were up with a potential relaxed Chinese regulatory environment. Also, Chinese officials approved an expanded capital plan for Ant Group, and so they were up today, pretty much around the bend. Anyway, oh shit, that's the wrong table to be sitting on and jumping on. Small cat disruption. You can go over there. All right. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, we'll see what dates. Make sure you guys tap your screen if you guys are here on TikTok with me. The algorithm's been fighting me here a little bit, so sound is good on the mic. Sounds okay, cool. I didn't trade a whole lot. I did trade a little bit, but not a ton. So all right, so to continue with our preparations for tomorrow, um, I want to focus on, of course, we've got data coming in. It's Thursday. ADP non-farm employment change will be at an 8:15 tomorrow. I will try to be on live early tomorrow, so if you guys want to join me. And then earnings as of tomorrow, we do have, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday. Yeah, we have. Oh shit! Don't do that. You're gonna press the button. My cat's about to shut my computer down here. WBA was Walgreens. That must be true. Yeah, Walgreens has earnings tomorrow, and that's the only notable earnings that I have. Other than that, we seem to be might be in the clear. As far as data as well, I don't want to forget, so I forget that I have the filter turned on. But we do have unemployment claims at 8:30, but that is before the bell. We'll see how that comes in and how the market digests that. All right, so going into my watch list, guys, I will take your requests only on TikTok tonight. So once I finish this stuff, just do me a favor and tap the shit out of your screen. Awesome, cool. So today, and I still have a little bit of it. Rivian was number one. Excuse me, not Rivian. Look at me. Nvidia was number one for me, and this one gave kind of a half-ass break to the upside, and really is still just barely above that zone. With today's tone, I do see a potential cause for a fake out, but there, and I want to reiterate this: if we don't leave the 149.83 zone, which is right here, there is no upside, right? And if we do not break and fill the gap at 139, so there is a play to the downside potentially tomorrow. I would like to take Nvidia below 145, down to, just like I was trying to do today, down to the 143 mark, and then possibly even down to the gap at 139.17. So Nvidia still has I like Nvidia's look right now, still sitting with a decent bounce off support. Oh my God, my kids are going crazy right now. I thought my kids were losing it. Still Mike? Okay, Mike's good. Be your strategist. What's going on? So let me clear everything up, okay? I just want to go to the 4 hour, right? And I want to show you guys exactly, because the higher time frame always rules. So the reason, right, that we were held under, and I know a lot of people may have missed the swing trade, guys. That was nothing. That was nothing compared to the money that we could that we were probably going to make on whatever move the market decides to make. But here is the business, right? And I really should turn this, green. But that's where we go green. Okay, this zone must be held, and really, I'm giving it too much slack. I would say right there at 149.67 on the 4 hour. Make it into this zone, and we can talk shop and look at 155 and the median even here right around 153.30. Plenty of targets, plenty of money to the upside. But in the same breath, this looks like a bear flag. All right. And I also want to mention something else to everybody who might be trying to pull out their BP and go ham. That is a great way, especially with a So think about it this way, guys. We have a awesome. That's yeah. In Reno too. Yeah, you're in the Discord too as well, right? Yeah, you've been crushing the Nvidia stuff. We had a ton of people have some pretty badass days. So, but we're not. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys have had good days on Nvidia and stuff like that, I think we're gonna have a great time going into next week. So right now there is the remainder and really the entirety of a gap at 138. That is my next target down. This looks like it's pretty bearish, but with option volume being relatively high, expect for this to potentially stay in range for the rest of the week. But again, if we can get below 145, that is a great start to potentially at least go down. And my first target in the hard line is going to be 142.42. So I'm gonna repeat all of that one more time, and this will be typed in the Discord. So for Nvidia, if I want to go long, and I mean like not just like a scalp, I mean like I actually want to try and go long and take it up to the next level. I definitely want to have and maintain a push right here off the one. This is 150, so I'm gonna write 149, 85, and 150, right? And I always typically with a 150 price mark, I'll give it 150.10 or something just to, obviously confirm that we've cleared that level. And then immediately to the upside, right? On that move up, it's going to be 151, right? And that's going to be actually hold up, 151.22. So that is green. If I want to go short, right? Now, all of this is speculative, but I would really, really want to fall back down underneath 145. So short, I'd like to at least close a higher time frame candle underneath 145, and that can be a great starter. But until we break 142, right? And that's 142.25. That is going to be the level for NVIDIA to the downside, where we have plenty of targets. We've got a gap to fill here. We've got a gap to fill there. We've got a gap to fill here. We've got a gap to fill everywhere. Pause. All right. So what's going on, Daniel? Would you? Yes, AMD would be a good. Turtlicious, send me your chart, send me your entry, your exit, and how much you're willing to put in that trade. I just want to take a look at it, man. DM it to me in the Discord. Feels like Apple faked out as a trap and blows through. Uh, yeah, today was a great day. Daniel, what's going on? I'm gonna be turning over to read your guys' comments in just a minute. So anyway, let's finish up Tesla. Next one. This one is stupid. So channel. Okay. Here's the story on Tesla. And again, just like the rest of the market, it's got a trigger point for me. Here it is, right? And I'm actually just gonna make this a tiny, tiny little box. 118.71 and 124. So I don't like the idea of having to take Tesla short now. That doesn't mean it won't. There's tons of room to the downside. But I would prefer, right, to see it back up at 124. So tomorrow, right, the first sell wall that I'm going to be watching for is right here. And this is going to be right around 116. So if I want to go long, I would like at least up to resistance. I'd like to see 116. Where did I have that? 116.40. And right above that, you guys can see if you're looking at these wicks, right? So zoom in with me here. Oh shit, what did I do? What have I done? We'll fix that in a second. So if you guys pay attention right here, 1, 2, right? Candle close underneath it, candle close underneath it, wick right off of it. So this is going to be right there, basically at 119. So Tesla 119, right? And then directly above that, we got this itty bitty gap. That's my target, right? Nothing less, nothing more. That's the target. Now, typically, I want to avoid any wick action, so the target could only be 128 to that 123 mark. But I can typically go with the open. So that's going to be basically, and I hate giving out whole numbers, but it's going to be 120.05 candle close. And again, this is just day trading action until Tesla breaks and holds above 124, and not just 124. There is another sand trap, if you will, right here. That is 128.40. So any move, so plenty of room to the upside, but that, as far as going long, that might be a little bit of a danger zone. So the story to the upside right now for me is resistance. So if we do end up breaking and the market somehow decides that it wants to go up, feels like it might not, that's where I'm going to go be paying attention to Tesla to the upside. So unfortunately, when you fall in as much as Tesla has, you got to deal with a lot of hurdles to the upside. So I can't trade options yet. I muted trader by using margin limits. Why can't you use options yet, Daniel? Thank you for the gifts, by the way. No, BB Jimmy, but I definitely am. I got another video, dude. He might be toasted on this one, dude. I didn't even send it. One of his followers, somebody in his group did. I don't know. I have not got it approved. All right. Well, I didn't tell you this, man, but you kind of gotta lie. Some that you know. Your brokerage is going to ask you those questions, and if you say you don't know, it's not going to let you. So, what do you think about Ken Griffin? Give him a big old kiss. He's a big financial dork. They had a lot of subscriptions on their automobiles. We'll see. Typically, this good news hasn't been doing too much for ye old Elon. So, next one, and I love. Oh God, shit just gave me asthma. I love this one, man. This is either a freaking Head and Shoulders, and where. Sorry. If we gap up in pre-market and hit 316, 316 is the only target. You have 317.50. So if you guys want to write this down. So for me, you can generate your own trading plan looking at my levels, right? So I'm going to have to borrow some of these from the lows. So right about there. And then right about, and I'll give you the price mark, sorry. Right about there. So that's 316.80, and this is 322. Excuse me, that is 320.23. That is the two levels that I'm watching for. But if you can't see it, you might be able to see it shortly. This is the potential head and shoulders setup, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Now, I'm not one to take one off of patterns. It has to break and it has to confirm. So if that gap gets filled and you hold there, that is no longer valid. You would need to show a valid rejection. Right here, exactly where we closed, you'll notice this rejection point here, that served as your wall today. So that's 310.80. So for Netflix, 310.80. It's going to be a big level. We want to settle on top of that if I want to go long. And then if we can hold that level, the immediate target after that, right? I've got a couple, but 315, or excuse me, 314.50, 315, right? So it's never just a price mark. It's typically a zone, but they're so tiny, obviously. And then after that, we've got the gap fill. I'm writing this down, so it sounds like I don't know how to talk right now. The gap fill above 315.50, and that gap is at 3. Hold on, let me see here. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been looking at after hours. So we're actually 50% of the gap, but that gap still closes at 317.75. Sorry about that. So it actually does have half of that gap already filled. But again, this thing could go and do a head and shoulders. So I love you, Shane. Love you too. Yo, who sells? Um, no, I'm not live in Discord. Only here. Yeah, my mic is a piece of shit. Not the mic. Well, the mic isn't a piece of shit. Fucking cord is a piece of shit. All right. Well, I will go. If you guys want to start dropping requests here in about a minute, uh, yeah, you can trade with me. So if you guys want to drop your, there's no way. Is it working? No, it's not working on YouTube. There's no way. It working? Oh, huh. What mic is that?